What is up, my friends? Welcome to day 20 of 30 Days to Change. Today we're talking about possibly the ultimate arch enemy, nemesis, antagonist of the human race that ever was and that ever will be. Big lead up, fear. Fear is what I'm talking about. And I really want to drill this thing down because fear has killed more dreams than failure ever will. Fear is a very real thing in all of our lives. It will be as long as we live. And our question, our choice that's up to us is whether or not we will serve fear or if we make fear serve us. And what I mean by that is there can only be one master. Like when fear comes in, if you allow that fear to get over you and to dominate you, you get anxious, you get paralyzed most of the time, and there's nothing good that comes out of it. But if you look at fear and right in the face and identify it as fear and then deal with it accordingly, you're going to be empowered to make good decisions. So I wanted to share a couple of things that I have learned in my own life through a lot of the reading and watching videos and just and practical application that I've found to really help me with dealing with fear. First of all, a quote from Mark Twain. He says, "I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which have never happened." Amen to that. That's most of us with dealing with fear. And then the second one is behind me. I actually had to print it up. This is probably one of my favorite quotes of absolutely all time. "Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain." I love that so much because it so well articulates what we need to do in the face of fear and what I've found to be most effective. Simply put, in one word, when you face fear, action. Action is the only thing that's going to do something in the face of fear because fear is there to intimidate. It's like a paper tiger. It's like the boogeyman. It's like when you were a little kid and you were scared of something like that, it was so real to you, even though it wasn't in the real world. So the first thing that I've found that has really helped me in dealing with fear is when I go into a situation that I may be intimidated by or it's new to me, or anytime that fear comes in, I actually entertain it. When that fear comes in, say I'm doing something for the first time, and that fear comes in and says, "Oh, what if you fail? What if you screw up? What if you look like an idiot?" I look at fear right in the face. I identify it. First thing is identify it. Second thing is I look at it straight in the face and I think and I let fear run wild with the worst case scenarios. And I look at it and I say, even if all these things happen, I'll still be okay. It's like somebody put a needle to a balloon. The fear just vanishes. Because if you look at everything fear is bringing to you, all the worst case scenarios, and you say, you know what, you acknowledge them. Don't pretend that they're not there. I acknowledge them and I say, you know what, if this, and this happens, I'll still be fine. Fear just totally deflates. And then the second thing that I try to do is I try to take action in the midst of fear. I had a season of my life actually where I was reading about fear and walking it out and trying to embody and really live the principles I was learning about. And so anytime, it was kind of crazy, anytime I had a fear, no matter how big or small, whatever it was, I would do the thing that I feared. I just did it. And it was one of the coolest and craziest times of my life because I realized during that time that it is possible to manage fear. It is possible to live above fear. It is possible to not let fear rule your life. And it's a beautiful thing. And I'm not all the way there yet. It's an ongoing battle that we'll all have for the rest of our lives. Some days you win, some days you take a step forward, some days you take a step back. But the point is, fear is a liar. If you only remember one thing, fear is a liar. I've heard it put that fear is false evidence appearing real. And it's absolutely true. And I can't, this quote back here, I want to get it tattooed. Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. I love that quote so much. And guys, I want you to, for today's activity, to identify the fear in your life. Because a lot of times it lurks around the corner. You don't really even know it's there. You just kind of got this foreboding, this negative feeling about stuff, and it's still in the shadows. Unless you identify what it is, it's going to be hiding there all the time, you know? So first activity is to identify when fear creeps into your life. anytime during the day or night or morning or whenever. If you got stuff to write down, like I'm telling you, I'm gonna make a whole month video series on the power of writing things down. You just watch. No, but I really believe in writing stuff down. So it's just helped me so much, and it's scientifically proven to really dramatically and significantly allow our brains to retain information much better. So that's a whole nother story. But write down the fears that they come in, and then look at them, call them for what they are. This is fear. You know, look at it straight in the face. Maybe you don't have to do my idea of looking at it and then even letting it go to the worst case scenario. In fact, what I really do with life is when I'm looking at a situation or something I'm doing for the first time, or I'm looking at something that's like maybe not a sure thing, I look at the absolute best case scenario, and I look at the absolute worst case scenario. And I have an imagination, so I go way far on both ends. And I just look at both ends, and I'm like, you know what? If either one of these things happen, I'll be all right. And it really has served me well, but that might not be your thing. But one thing I really want to encourage you to make sure you do is to identify the fear and then to take action. You know, stare it right in the face and say, you will not have dominion over me. You're not going to control me. And you'll just watch as it deflates and as it becomes less and less of an issue in your life. So guys, I want you to just choke slam fear, get it out of your life. Like, if you believe in God and the devil and good and evil and the forces of light versus the forces of darkness, there is nothing good about fear. It's all dark, evil. It just constricts humanity. It limits dreams. And I want to stomp it out of my life, and I want it stomped out of yours too. Because it, like I said at the beginning, fear has killed more dreams than failure ever have. And it's just so important to just wage a war against fear. So hope this video is beneficial. Let me know your thoughts or any techniques that you use to deal with fear that you found effective. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.